back and talk on some. Now, this whole thing, and I think I'm going to start with the Currys. Um, but I think I saw this over the weekend. Steph Curry's parents, now I believe they announced a divorce or something, or separation at least last year, right? And he accused the wife, Sonia, of having an affair with, I believe, the way this story, I read this a while ago, so I'm trying to remember, but I think he went to school with Steven Johnson, I believe that's his name. And he was a tight end for the New England Patriots. Um, and then Dell went to the NBA, right? So he was playing football, and the father was playing basketball. Now, I think that the story was saying that Sonia also went to school with them. So maybe she already knew Steven, right? And maybe she just didn't tell Dell that she knew him. I don't know. I don't know what the story is. Um, but I was tickled that they would do all of this at an NBA Finals game where people would pick up on it because, right, everybody's an investigator today on social media, right? And so you had to know that people were going to pick up on who this woman was that you are at this game with. And so it's kind of that part for me. Um, I felt like after I thought about it, like, okay, the father, Dell, I think that's Dell, um, intentionally took this man's ex-wife to the game to kind of poke at his ex-wife. And I think they were married for over what, 25 years. So I don't know. I don't know what to really make of it, the whole thing. I just felt like that was not cool because this guy was in the middle of the NBA finals, right? The son. But I know that he's been to the finals before, so maybe they didn't really think it was a big deal to do this because he's been there before and he's won. I think he just won this one. I don't know because I think there was a game yesterday that Jay Z and Blue Ivy was there and E40 and some other people. So I'm assuming that they won. I don't know. I haven't been following these games for years. But regardless, like the man was there playing. And then you got your mother over here with a new boyfriend, and you got your father over here with this man's wife. Because I don't think he's dating that lady. I don't think that. I think these guys when the older ones, they usually go real young, right? So I would imagine seeing him with a much younger woman than this lady. And I just feel like, maybe the wife, his ex-wife, Steve's ex-wife, feel a way as well about them dating each other. Because I would imagine you have to wonder, when did all that start, right? Like, when did she start looking at this man that way and he started looking at her that way? And that's why I said, if she went to college with them, then it's possible that she already had whatever going with this other man, Steven, but she didn't tell the husband. And now, since their marriage was having issues and problems or whatever, she just probably, they just decided to act on with something that probably was started years ago. Who's to say? But I can understand his wife's position as well. Like I said, Steve, I think her name is Nikki, because they I mean, it was just really messy to me. And this is my only point about this because I don't have any details about anything, nor am I out here looking for any. I'm just saying it was very messy for them to do that at this boy's game. This man, he's a man, it's a man's game like that. I feel like there's a time and place for all the nonsense, and that probably wasn't it. Because I don't think that's my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments. I don't think the father is dating that lady. I think that they both just went there to kind of to get under the mother, and the Stephen. Because I mean divorce announcement was what, May last year. So that means she's been dating him now for a while. So I mean, I guess they are serious. Um, but I don't think the father is. I think the father is just, he's just salty, right? He's rolling in the salt. And so he just decided to go to this game and kind of just act up. And he had, your son is a star on this team. They're going to put the cameras on you, right? And that this man's mother is going to come to this game because that's her child as well. Um, and so, yeah, I feel like they were just being messy. That's what I think. I don't think that he's really seeing her. I'm disappointed that you say I think and I'm not sure. Allegedly. Because everything I'm saying over here is allegedly. I don't know. I don't know if the man is really dating that lady or not. I don't think that. That's why I say I don't think, because that's how I feel. I don't know. Did you not just hear me say that I don't have any evidence that he's not really dating her? I just don't. Something's a gut feeling. Because like I said, these men, when they get a particular age and in situations like that where he's now single, you would expect him to go after a lot young, very young women. And because a lot of them do that. And I'm acting like Kevin Samuels right now. I'm acting like the female version of Kevin Samuels by stereotyping people. I understand. But so that kind of leads me to believe that, he was just trying to get under his ex-wife and this guy, because remember, this guy, Steve, they were friends at one time, right? And, just imagine somebody you're going to school with and you guys kind of both make it into these professions where, everybody don't have that story. So his friendship towards it, maybe he really feels away about this relationship. Um, and with that said, I do feel like the father was probably doing things as well. And, even though he filed for a divorce, before he filed for the divorce, he was probably doing things that led this woman to move on, right? I'm not going to sit here and act like she just went and decided to start a relationship with somebody, or I believe that, because I don't believe that. But yeah, this is just my opinion over here. I'm not going to be on here talking like I have facts about these folk that I don't even know. Okay. I don't know these people. I don't know anything about them, to be really honest. This is all what I was reading. Now, I was reading about this divorce last year. And to my understanding, she has a memoir out, the mother, Sonia, Fierce Love. I believe that's the name of the book. Let me look it up so you get off of me, Jay, over. Because I forgot to put the book in my pictures, but I noticed that she has a memoir out. Yeah, it's called Fierce Love, a memoir of family, faith, and purpose. Now, she might talk about this in this book. I don't know. I want to read the book, so I'm curious to see if she is going to bring up all of this stuff, because I feel like the father probably was doing things that led her to move on, right? Like that song goes, when a woman is fed up, there's nothing you can do about it. So she probably was just ready to move on, if since he was doing whatever. Um, but yeah, I just, what did you guys think about that whole thing? And then, social media just was ablaze because someone figured out who the lady was that he was with. And so, of course, all the blogs ran with this story, and Twitter ran with it. And, I think the sports media, they probably really just didn't even know how to approach that story, right? um, because black men stay in the middle of some foolishness. Let's just call that what it is. They stay in the middle of some foolishness, and they really should stop. And I just thought that was tacky to do that at their son's game. Even though I know he's a grown man and he could handle himself, and he won anyway. But it's just, yeah, it was just something about doing that for me. It was that part of it, and I just wanted to say that. Let me move on. So the other story, since we're talking about infidelity and people tipping and dipping, um, Miss Nene Leaks. She took some, professional pictures. And so, I was over on her page looking, and I just kind of picked up on the fact, and I think I have the video on here. Here it is. That she has removed pictures of what's his name? Nico? I'm gonna call him Nico. Um, the boyfriend, right? That she started dating around Christmas. I noticed that she kind of took that off, and I'm assuming she did that because of this lawsuit from the wife. You know, you're you're announcing a relationship with someone who's still legally married, and maybe someone advised her to go on and take the pictures down, even though somebody in the comments said it to her too. They said, look like something's missing, and she had pictures and videos and stuff of them together on her page. And so for her to take that stuff down, I don't know if she took it down only because of the lawsuit, or because of the image, image wise, how that looks to some people, right? And then Greg's daughter came out here saying that this is not the first time that she's done this. So it could be her feeling like, okay, people are going to buy into all of this stuff, so let me go on and take some of these images down. But yeah, I noticed that too. Then when I was reading the comments in her pictures, someone had said that to her as well. It looked like she had took some images down and some videos of her and this guy, and she said, no, keep looking. But yeah, as you guys can see, I know the video is kind of moving a little fast, but you can see, you don't see his gray beard anywhere in these pictures. And then you start to see pictures from last year. So she definitely took some stuff off. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think she took them off? Maybe legal, her lawyers may have advised her to take it down because of the lawsuit. Because that is serious. Like I said, it's a serious charge. Some states say, I don't know how judges will rule on stuff like that, because it looks as if he walked away from his family to go and take up with this well-to-do woman, who is all constantly all over these blogs and in the media and stuff. And so it looks away, right? It And I'm just being honest about that. It's not how I feel about it. I'm just saying that's how it looks. um so yeah, maybe they told her to take it down, or maybe she just decided to take it down on her own, or maybe they have some type of argument or something. I don't know. But yeah, you could definitely see that he is missing from her page. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. The other story that's out here is Gunner, the rapper, that one of the rappers that was arrested in Atlanta on RICO charges, sent a letter and to his fans. And so I was going to read some of it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Um, he just pretty much explaining that he's not guilty of what he's being charged of. A long story short, but I'll read some of it so you guys can kind of. I don't know if you can see the letter here. It says, I'm just going to read from the second page. The picture, because number one, you could tell that a PR person, or a legal person, someone wrote this for him, because there's certain words Black people don't use. Okay, in particular, Black people from the hood. So I'm just gonna go and put that out there. It's certain things we just don't say, and so you kind of know that he didn't necessarily write this, but you get what they're trying to say, from the letter. The picture that is being painted of me is ugly and untrue. My fans know I love to celebrate life. I love my family. I love to travel. I love music, and I love my fans. I have all faith that God will grant me justice, for the purity is in my heart and innocence of my actions. Like I said, certain things we don't say. As a black man in America, it seems as though my art is only acceptable when I'm a source of entertainment for the masses. My art is not allowed to stand alone as entertainment. I'm not allowed that freedom as a black man in America. It is a sad reality that slavery is still alive in America today and still affecting my people. In 12 states, more than half of the prison population is black. One of those states is Georgia. Nothing will stop me from chasing my dreams. I won't stop being a good person, even if some unnamed and unknown accusers want the world to see me as a bad person. When I was free, I was good and kind to the community around me. And when I'm released, I will do the same thing all over again. We still pushing. We still pushing P. Power, prayer, progress, passion, productivity, praise, precision, peace, prosperity, patience, pride, and persistence. It is signed Gunna. So, yeah, I don't know. And there's a lot of talk now. I'm sure you guys are seeing it even here on YouTube. Everybody's talking about, which I'm going to come back because I just didn't put the video up. I don't know if I'm going to record it again or maybe I'll just go live because it takes me, I don't know, it takes me forever to record stuff. But I might just go live because the conversation is out here um, about this guy that was just arrested, another person, and he was arrested in a different state. But I'm going to come back about that. But there's a lot of conversation, and I already put a video up about this as well. A little short video about, do you think that the lyrics from these songs should get used against people when they're investigating them? And my thing is, like I said in the other video, rappers have been being looked at, investigated, watched, whatever you choose to call it, however you choose to word it, um, since hip hop begun. So I don't know how these kids don't know that. I don't know how anybody haven't already told them that you need to be careful. Just because you have the freedom to say things, do not mean that you need to say them. And so, regardless of what the law is, use common sense in the way you're projecting. Um, because you shouldn't think that if a situation happened, and we have to also respect the fact that there are people talking about their children were killed by these people as well. So is that part of it? I'm not accusing anybody of anything, and we have to wait and let this case play out to even know what's what, because I don't even know what the evidence against them is. But I do know that they were saying that people have been murdered. And so we have to be respectful to those families of those Black folk whose lives were taken as well. Um, so is that part of it as well? I understand these are celebrities, and so people, y'all do how y'all do about behind these celebrities, and it is what it is. But I just want to see what is this really about. Now if they are, if they're just being accused of something because this lady is looking to make a name for herself, and we understand these people, they do that. They will use whoever to build a name for themselves when they're trying to get elected, when they're trying to stay in office or whatever it is. So I don't know what's true and what's not, what's going on, what's not going on. I want to wait to read the evidence, to see the evidence, to see this play out. Um, because I'm not going to be disrespectful to someone's family whose child was killed in a senseless way, and then people on records making fun of it. I'm not that person. So if y'all looking for that, y'all need to go to somebody else's page because I'm not that one. um And like I said, and I keep saying it, and all the people always come running with this black stuff. And, we have to remember that how black we are all the time, not just when it's about us and being in trouble. Um, but that's my opinion on the matter. You guys can let me know what you think about what he had to say in the letter. Like I said, they are innocent until they're proven guilty. And everything that's being said around this case, for whatever reason, keeps coming back to this music. And so now it's just kicking up this whole conversation. Should people use lyrics in these court cases? Um, like I said, if you're sitting there describing somebody's crime, something that happened to someone that actually happened, then I don't have a problem with it being used. I feel like that they probably should use it, because common sense should tell people to not sit in music talking crazy anyway. And why are you talking about harming somebody? Why are you talking about taking somebody's life? Why are you making fun of somebody who's lost their life like it can't happen to you? So when they can get in some songs and explain that to me, then I'll respect this conversation. But personally, I don't. I'm sorry. Because like I said, there are black people in these communities who are trying to do the right things. Just because they can't afford whatever it is, however you're living, do not mean it gives you the right to bring hell to their life. You know, because Gunna don't live in no hood. Okay, Young Thug do not live in the hood. He do not live off Cleveland Avenue. That's not the house I saw when the media went to get him. It was not on Cleveland Avenue. So if your car isn't hard to people who are just trying to get up every day and survive and live their life, then yeah, I got a problem with that. And I don't really care who you are. I agree with the DA on that. Um, that's my opinion. You guys have a right to believe whatever you want to believe. You can think however you want to think. And I understand people are groupied out behind celebrities and, all of that, and stands or whatever you want to call yourself. I'm a grown woman. I don't play them type of games, and this is not the the YouTube channel for that type of nonsense. So you're not gonna get that over here. Um, and with that said, I don't know what they're guilty of. We'll have to wait and see what the evidence looks like. But yeah, I'm gonna come back on this whole conversation about the lyrics again because of a recent arrest of someone else in a different city. Um, Yeah, so I won't even keep talking about that. Then the other story that I wanted to talk about was Brittney Griner, who is detained still in Russia, and they're saying that they're added 18 days onto her onto the hold before she will, I guess, go in front of a judge. And it kind of feels like they keep saying that, right? Because they said that last month, and then, they've been saying it since she's been there, and then even the U.S. is saying that it's an unlawful detainment. So at first, people were saying don't say a lot about it. I think Lisa Leslie was saying that she may have been instructed not to talk about it. And now everyone's saying it's time to kind of keep the conversation out there, because we really could look up and this lady could be in jail for something like that for a long time. Because they're talking about this charge, this drug charge, which she only had remnants of CBD oil or hash or whatever they call it. I don't know the terminology, in a vape. So a vapor, one of the little cigarette things. So I don't know. I mean, I don't understand why the government is not saying more. Is this when y'all supposed to go get Obama to come up out of here, out of wherever he at, to say something? I don't know, but it just sounds weird that they just arrested her at that time. Um, and I don't know. And we still don't know if she even had this because she hasn't said anything. So I don't know if she even had it or if they planted it on her. Um, so yeah, that story is out here. And I wanted to play the Marine, a few minutes from earlier this month. He was in Houston at a rally for Brittney, and he was explaining how what it's like in the the prison or jails there in Russia. So I'm gonna let you guys listen to a few minutes of that. Well, it's not a few minutes; it's probably like a minute.
Inside a Russian prison. I had COVID multiple times. Because of complications from that, I started having blood that I coughed up on a daily basis for over 3 months. They never did anything to treat that. I broke cartilage in one of my ribs. I'm permanently disformed over here now with one of my ribs. I lost about 45 pounds in captivity there from malnutrition and the conditions there. I have kidney stones, multiple other medical issues from detainment there. And those conditions are what Brittney and Paul are living in right now as we're having this conversation. So, to go over some of those conditions, they live in a cell that looks like it's something out of the Middle Ages. As Americans, you can't imagine what that place looks like until you actually see that for yourselves. It's really medieval. The food there is medieval.
So yeah, I don't know, because he also said that the people there, the majority of the people there, are racist, not only towards do they take issue with black people. When she's biracial, maybe that will help her, I don't know. um but not only do they not like black people, but they also have take issue with the LGBT community, and so she could find herself in danger or dealing with problems while she's there. And so, yeah, it's probably, we just need to start speaking up for America to start speaking up to release her, because it sounds like she's a political prisoner at this point, right? She definitely sounds like a political prisoner, and they're probably wanting to hold her for whatever reason for something that might happen in the future, or maybe they're already asking our government for something and we're just not hearing about it. Um, you never know. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that story. I mean, I guess these players will think twice about playing in these other countries and playing for these, I don't know. I definitely would think hard about going certain places, and I understand the women of the WNBA, they don't make the same, they don't make anywhere near the same kind of money as the men make. And so that's why they do that. That's why they go overseas and play. But yeah, you don't want to get caught up in stuff. And I still don't understand why they were leaving so late, but I think they were saying they had to be escorted to I don't know, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think about that story, about them holding her as a political prisoner, because clearly they are holding her as a political prisoner at this point. Um, and let me know what you guys think about all the rest of these stories as well. The Currys and the wife swap at the NBA game, and just all of it. Oh, you know what? I know what the other thing I wanted to touch on was Christina Aguilera. This just, I guess she was performing at speaking of LGBT, uh, at a event, a pride event, and she had on a strap piece. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Now that's why I didn't even put it in the title or in the description, because I just didn't want to put that out there like that. But she had this on, and people are upset because they felt like this was a family event, even though it was an LGBT event, but obviously they have families as well. Um, and so it was children there, and they felt like she should not have done that, knowing that that was a family event. So that story is kind of out there. Some people are defending what she was doing. Some people agree with the people that are saying that it wasn't, appropriate for her to have that on. And I believe Maya performed with her as well, doing Lady Marmalade. So, but let me know what you guys think. Do you think that, it's like the Travis thing? I didn't get why children were allowed there. They had a mosh pit, and y'all don't. If you guys know that this is what these people are into, then why would you allow children in an event like that, right? Now, like I said, everybody can be a parent, right? So I'm not saying just because it was an LGBT event that children should not have been there. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, should Christina have been like, somebody maybe said to her, like, this is not a good idea. Some people may not want to expose their children to this. Um, right? Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think that it's okay for people to expose, make it, because Christina Aguilera is not known for stuff. I don't think she is. I don't know, but to me, she's not known for behavior like this. Now, if it was Little Nas X, or some of these other people, that I can say, okay, I can see, that happening, but I don't think that people would think that she would do this. And so I don't know. Um, but yeah, they're saying some people were upset that because there were young children there. Do you think that it was okay for them to allow her to go on stage like that? Because feel like somebody should have been able to say to her, like, no, because this is a family show, right? So, but let me know what you guys think in the comments about all these stories. Do you think that people should start getting on these politicians in whatever city you're into, to say something about this Brittney Griner situation? Some people on Twitter were saying, if she wasn't, she's biracial though, you guys. So I don't know. Um, I always feel like there is a little bit more concern for that biracial community than if she was an actual black woman. I think that it's something else going on. I think that Russia's probably already asking for something in exchange for her. That's what I think. I don't know. So this is all allegedly. Don't go run into nobody saying it, because I'm not the media. This is just my thought process. I feel like they might be already asking for something in exchange for her. She's definitely being held as a political prisoner, I think. I think her having a vape with, residue of marijuana on it is not something that you hold somebody while y'all in the middle of a war over. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. You guys can let me know what you guys think in the comments. But yeah, I think that it's time for Obama to come out and say something. I think it's, since, look, don't get me started. Don't get me started. This is not the red room. Um, I just think that, yeah, people should start speaking up, especially these black politicians. They should need to start speaking up, because nobody else is going to speak up for her, if it's not us. Now, I don't know where her mother is at. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. I think that some of the NBA players, I think I saw that some of the NBA players had on T-shirts saying things during the finals, to free her. I don't know what else, you know, they're doing as far as the league, the WNBA and the NBA. I don't know, but I feel like, yeah, people need to start asking these politicians to say things, because, you know, that's not okay, for because anything can happen to that lady over there. And you hear how he's explaining the conditions that he kept getting sick. I don't know if I played the whole thing about him saying he was sick several times, but he was there from 2019 until, what, the beginning of this year. Um, it was kind of like they let him go and took Brittany. That's kind of crossed my mind as well, because it was weird how that kind of happened around the same time. And so, yeah, I just feel like these black politicians need to speak up. The NAACP and this quote unquote Black Lives Matter, out of Houston or wherever, they need to be opening their mouth and saying to free the lady. You know, I think it is time for people to start saying that, because otherwise, we will look up and it will be 2 or 3 years gone by, and we don't even know. Well, I think her family was able to talk to her. Um, the last report that I was reading, they said that she had spoke to somebody, um, either her wife or somebody in her family. I don't know, but we don't know. And how, I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot to me. I don't think nobody deserves that, right? And she's not in the military, right? She was over there trying to make a living, minding her business. So I don't. It's not. It's just not the same to me. Not that I feel like anybody in the military should be treated like that either. I'm just saying, she's not someone that was of a threat to Russia in any type of way. For them to feel like that they should just do that to her. That's my opinion. You guys can have your own opinions. You can let me know what you think in the comments and about all these stories. And I'll see you guys in the next video.